All right, real quick, guys, I just want to do a frequently asked questions regarding the Steinhart 39 millimeter. And, right now I just have this OVM to show. Like somebody had asked to see it next to some other models of watches for overall size comparison. That's sometimes hard to do to show on video. I'll do the best I can here. But some of the other questions, see, it's hard to see the real size comparison here, but some of the other questions or even comments regarding the Steinhart, there's people emailing Steinhart and asking them, are other models going to be made? Leading up to when the 39 millimeter was even made, there was rumor of the 39 millimeter coming out, and if I remember right, Steinhart denied that they were even working on a smaller case. They were only making the 42. So don't get hung up on rumors or people saying that they're not going to make a GMT of this, or a titanium version or whatever like that. They may not, but I mean, ultimately Steinhart is in the business of selling watches, and when they have a hit like this, and their initial release was a bunch of different colors, and then not long after that they released this OVM version of it. Now this one's sold through Naumann, but not Steinhart, which is fine. However they're going to decide to do it, there's no way anybody's going to convince me that there's not going to be some other versions of this 39 millimeter, just as there were some different versions of the 42 millimeter. So yeah, you'd have to seriously figure out a way to convince me that they're not going to make a GMT version of this. Maybe even later on down the road, a titanium version like that, the 500 that they made with that the black and the blue hand and all that stuff for I forget exactly the color on it, but they nailed it with that one, and they could easily work up something and make that in the 39. I say easily because I'm not doing it. However much work it takes them to do, they're going to sell a ton of them. Their success of selling these 39 millimeters has been great, so they're going to keep capitalizing on that. And really, with this case shape and size, I don't see any reason why maybe they couldn't source a thinner movement to a Salida or a ETA 2892, whatever they can fit in there, do a thinner case back to shrink the overall height of this, and then do a different bezel. I mean, because once you have the case, then you can do different bezels. You don't have to have a rotating bezel. They could do a really cool field watch out of this. Again, I don't make these. They do. I don't know what's possible and what's not possible, but I just, from past seeing other watches and other cases, they could do a DLC coated version of this. I don't want to say copy anybody, but I mean, all of these watches, all these designs are copies of something, right? That new black series from Seiko, where it's all DLC coated, and then they have like almost this patina lume markers, and then they have like a little dash of orange and stuff like that. That done with a black watch, I think looks really good. The Steinhart done that way would look really cool. Or even the other one, if they did like a maxi dial applied indices with hands like these hands instead of the Mercedes hands, if they did hands like these, the sword style hands, but use like C3 or some other formula and then applied maxi markers, they could do a date or no date. With Steinhart, I almost prefer the no date, only because their magnifier just doesn't really magnify. It's not like even some other brands I'm not going to name, but you guys know who. So they're just, their magnified date thing is just not super great. So I would almost just exclude it if you're not going to do a where it's actually magnifying at 2.5 times. And then I prefer the aluminum insert. So ditch their ceramic, totally ditch it. I'm kind of over the whole ceramic thing, and do a metal bezel insert. I think that would sell. I mean, they have just tons of different design options they could do, but definitely a GMT. If they do a GMT, a Coke, a Pepsi, whatever color they want to do, and do the aluminum insert in it, they're going to sell out of those. They're not going to be able to keep them in stock. So that's my closing thoughts on the Steinhart before I ship this out. I just wanted to show it next to some of the other watches I have just laying around, for size comparison and everything. And I don't know, that's about it. I think I covered everything. I'm sure I missed some stuff. I had a long day at work. First day of work, back to work after a vacation, so kind of all mixed up. But that's my thoughts on it. I don't know, what do you guys think? Throw it on wrist again real quick. I wore this all day today. Felt great on wrist. This is such a perfect size. I really think the 42 is too big. This 39 fits perfect. Like I said, I have like a 7 1/8. Used to be 7 1/4. So if you have a little bit smaller wrist, I think it works perfect. If you're 7.5 or 8-inch wrist, then yeah, definitely go with the 42 mil. But for pretty much everybody else, the 39 mil is going to be just fine. So if you have any more questions, ask them down in the comments. Hopefully somebody can chime in and answer, because a lot of the stuff I just don't know. But rumors and facts or whatever, the fact is Steinhart sells watches. They're selling 39s like crazy. They're going to come out with other ones. I wouldn't be surprised if they don't come out with some different versions even in 2018, like soon. So have a good night. I'll see you guys on the next vid.